It's true. I won the lottery. I mean, sort of. Not quite what you think, though. Hey guys, I'm Anthony, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, listen, yes, I know. I'm sorry. I know you saw the title and the thumbnail, and it was a little bit clickbaitish, but it's true. I actually did win some money in the most recent Powerball lottery, and I'm really happy about it. You know, I'll take it. It wasn't a lot. It was $4, but I'm happy about it. It's more than I had a few days ago, so I'm okay with that, I think. But it got me to thinking, like, why do we all really play the lottery the way we do and love it so much when we know, and we really do know, that it's highly unlikely, I mean, improbable, damn near impossible that any of us are actually going to really win this jackpot? Why do we do it? Why do we love it so much? Well, I have a few ideas that might answer that question, and I have some useful and thoughtful tips about the whole thing. So let's talk about it. Okay, so before we get started, are you subscribed to this channel? Because if not, what's wrong with you? What's happening? Don't even worry about it. Don't worry. Go ahead, press the subscribe button. We'll wait. Thank you. Okay. You're too kind. I appreciate it. Anyway, listen, if you've been paying attention, you know that we just had a $1.3 billion Powerball lottery jackpot. And spoiler alert, you probably didn't win. So if you haven't checked your ticket, don't even worry about it, okay? Apparently the winner is a person in Oregon that squashed all of our dreams. But in any event, you might have won a little bit like I did. And so here we are talking about this lottery. But it really got me to thinking about, why do we pay some of our good earned hard cash to play the lottery? I mean, you can get hit by lightning twice before you can ever win the lottery, but we still do it. Yeah, full disclosure, I play occasionally. I enjoy playing, but I wanted to know why I enjoy playing. And I realized what the answer is to that. And I think it applies to all of you. And that is the fantasy of it all, the dream of it, the euphoria that we get from playing the lottery. If you think about it, I mean, we all know we're not going to win. That's all we need, is a chance. And it gives us an opportunity to start fantasizing about what we do if there was ever the slightest chance that we could become a winner. And we start dreaming about the cars that we'll buy, and the houses that we'll buy, and the charities that we're going to give to, and the debts we're going to pay off, and the family we're going to help, and the businesses we're going to build, and all of this fantastical stuff that just floats in our head, and we get so excited, and it makes us feel good. And I think that's why we all play the lottery. And so there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I enjoy every time that I play, but I do know that even in all of that fun, excitement, and euphoria, there are some people that actually do win. Here's the mistakes that some of those people make, and the biggest mistakes that you want to avoid if you become a jackpot winner. Mistake number one, biggest one, is they tell everybody, or they tell anybody about their winnings. Number two, they quit their jobs immediately. They just don't show up anymore. And the biggest mistake is not preparing for the windfall. I mean, if you think about it, how many of us are really prepared or know how to handle hundreds and hundreds of millions? How many of you guys even know how to handle $1 million? I mean, really know what to do with that kind of money. How do you pay your taxes? How do you put the money in a bank? Where do you put the money? Where do you keep the money? There's so many things when you're dealing with that type of money, and a lot of lottery winners are not prepared. And then another mistake that lottery winners make is they buy everything and anything. I mean, they just spend their money, and it just becomes a surplus of stuff that accumulates. And then lastly, this mistake seems to doom most people, and that is not saying no. People are going to come out of the woodworks, and they're going to ask you for handouts. They're going to ask you for favors. They're going to ask you for loans. They're going to ask you for gifts. They just don't know how to say no. They don't know how to say no to people who ask for money. I actually have a few nightmare stories that I think is kind of interesting and seems to really put a perspective what it's like to have a large sum of money come and you not be ready or prepared or able to deal with it. So one interesting story is a guy named William Post, who won $16.2 million in 1988 in the Pennsylvania lottery. But within 1 year, he was already $1 million in debt. In 1 year, he lost the entire $16.2 million. And he said, "I wish it never happened. It was a nightmare." A former girlfriend of William sued him for a third of his winnings. His brother was arrested for allegedly hiring a hitman to kill him in hopes of getting a piece of the pie. So, I mean, it just unraveled for him. He basically said, and I quote, "I was much happier when I was broke." Another example, Michael Carroll, who won the Britain jackpot in 2002, $15 million. He apparently got involved in partying and all sorts of unscrupulous activities and drugs. And I don't want to get into all the details of it, but he essentially lost his entire lottery winnings within 5 years. He was completely broke. And last we heard, he was trying to get his job back as a garbage man 5 years later. So that's kind of a nightmarish lottery story I never want to find myself in. And then lastly, Billy Bob Harrell Jr., who was a preacher and thought, man, his prayers had been answered. He won the lottery in 1997 in Texas, $31 million. At first, life was great for him. He quit his job. He traveled to Hawaii. He bought a ranch. He bought multiple houses, new cars. He even donated 480 turkeys to the poor. But like many who win the lottery, he just couldn't say no. He ran into financial trouble. Long story short, he eventually got a divorce. Unfortunately, he died a tragic death. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't want that to be my story at all. But there's a lot of stories like that. And apparently that seems to be a frequent occurrence. And I know there's a lot of great stories about the lottery winnings. And I think if you have the right mindset and maturity and discipline and an attitude of gratitude, you can actually have a successful lottery story. If and ever you win the lottery or get some money that you didn't expect, there are ways to be prepared and to have a success story. So here are some of my ideas and my tips on doing that. I haven't won the lottery, so this is not from the perspective of someone who is a huge lottery winner. Listen, I have won the lottery. I mean, I won $4. That means something to me. I mean, I haven't won a jackpot. So my advice is just coming from my understanding of money in general. And I wanted to share with you guys what to do and how to better set yourself up for lottery success if it ever happens to you. And more importantly, financial success in general. So tip number one, and I want to make sure you hear me loud and clear. Before you do anything, do absolutely nothing if you win the lottery. Do nothing. Slow down and do nothing. Take a breath, check your ticket, check it twice, put it away, do nothing. And make sure that you don't tell anybody. That's tip number two. Don't tell anybody that you won the lottery. I know it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be so hard. You wanna just shout it out from a rooftop. You wanna let everybody, you wanna tell that boss off. I know, but you can't tell anybody you won the lottery. I mean, maybe you can tell the one person that is the closest to you. Take it easy, go slow. And then number three, make sure you hire professional experts in a whole range of fields. You wanna hire an attorney. You wanna hire a financial planner. You wanna hire a tax expert. You wanna hire an estate planner. You wanna hire people around you that are gonna help to prepare you for this windfall you've never ever experienced before. And by the way, you want to make sure that you vet the attorney, financial planner, tax preparer, all of these people, investment experts. You want to make sure you pick people that are reputations are intact, that they're not scam artists. And there's a lot of scam artists out there, so make sure you do your research, but you wanna make sure you hire people to help you. Then you wanna make sure you just continue life the way you've always done it. You wanna move very carefully, very cautiously. I think they give you 6 months or so to claim the money, so you don't have to do anything right away. You have time, Don't make any rash decisions or quick decisions, or actually just don't make any decisions. Number one, you should be paying off all your debt. That's first. Before you spend any money, pay off your debt. You're gonna make smart investments. Make your money work for you, but in a smart way. Also, live off the interest of your money. You don't even really have to spend a lot of that winning if you learn how to live off of the interest. And then don't overindulge in your spending. Don't go buy an island. You don't need an island. None of us need an island. You don't really need, don't go buy 12 and 13 cars. I mean, how many cars can you really drive? I mean, don't overindulge in spending. A lot of people make the mistake of buying all sorts of things. In fact, you can use that money and build generational wealth with it. You can use that money to create experiences in your life that you want to live. You can use that money to create a future for yourself, your kids, your family. And then, most importantly, do everything you can to keep yourself private. And be strong enough to say no. No to your family, no to your friends. But you can be willing and able to help if and when you want to. And make a decision to do it because you want to, not because someone is asking. The biggest mistake people make is not being able to say no. So those are a few tips. I mean, from my perspective, if it was me, I'm following that advice. And I'm gonna live a life that I've always dreamed about and fantasized about, but I'm gonna do it in a very responsible way. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you guys. I'd love for you to spam the comments down below. What would you do if you won the lottery? $1.3 billion. What's the first thing that you would do? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And here's the second question. Do you trust anybody enough to tell them that you won? And who? Who is that? Okay, thank you guys so much for watching and spending a little time with me today. Be sure to like this video. It doesn't cost anything. It's almost like winning the lottery. Just press the like button, smash it, smash it, smash it. The more you smash it, the better chance that you have of winning the lottery. I think that's what they told me. But comment, share this video, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know every time I post a new video. And that's it for me. I gotta go, man. I have $4 I have to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with for the rest of this day. So until next time and until next topic, I'll see you guys real soon.